Hello, 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 my friends. I am back in Tampa, Florida, for better and for worse. I love Tampa. I really do. I could take my whole family and just plop them here in Tampa. It would be about as perfect as possible. But my family, most of them aren't moving to Tampa. Definitely not my mom. That's not like on her agenda anytime soon. But it was great being up north. And last week, mom was on here with me. I call this radiant rap because we rap. I know that's an old school term, but we rap about all things radiant, things that help us to be healthy and whole, like rest, activity awareness, diet, introspection. That's prayer and meditation, agua, which is hydration, and note taking and training. I forget, I said something earlier today in one of my classes. Oh, dang, I should have wrote that quote down. Celebrate, hydrate. Don't wait, hydrate. I'm gonna put that together. Okay, because this morning I said it, I was like, oh, I like that. So I'm still hoarse, right? But not as bad as last week. My sister is so crazy, Dawn. She said she was watching the live from last week, and she said, "Mommy looked like Pippi Longstocking, and I sound like Popeye." We're nuts, but it was so. Hold on, I got a cough. So for a whole week, I was fighting that thing. I was hoarse. I was just fighting it, and then it turned into a whole full blown um, cold. Um, I was testing. I never got COVID and stuff like that. Thank God. And also thank God that even despite me being hoarse, despite me getting a cold, like right at the end, right before I was coming back to Tampa is when I started with this coughing. I was able to do all the things. And it was a lot of things that we needed to get done. And one was to move my dad from Virginia to New Jersey. And there were a lot of obstacles, but thank God, we were able to do it. And so that was a really big deal. And then also, one of my childhood friends, one of my dearest friends, Donna, had a surprise birthday party. It was so much fun. And a couple of us flew in, one from Chicago, two of us from Florida. My girl Lorelai down in Miami, well, Fort Lauderdale area. She flew in. My girl Jill, she flew in. And that is another story for another day, because today we're talking about hormone and gut health, gut and hormone health, gut and hormone health. But another story for another day is that the four of us started our first business in high school. That was my very first business. Always had that entrepreneur spirit. And the name of our business was Dark and Lovely. We were party promoters. We were really good at it. Anybody that knew us back then, some people still will say that to us, Dark and Lovely. I mean, we had a bank account, the whole nine. We had it going on. So yeah, that was my very first business. My second business was with a woman who went on to be a millionaire. Yeah, my second business was in the early stages of Tracy Jewelry. Yep. She was a bridesmaid at one of my, she was a bridesmaid at my wedding, one of my bridesmaids at my wedding. So yeah, that's another story for another day. Gut health, gut health, gut health. Oh, just one thing I wanted to mention, that later on tonight, we are having a call. It should be a really good call. It's for OVA and OVA M. It's more of a business call, but listen, even if you're not interested in the business, there's no obligation, there's no expectation. You can just anonymously hop onto that call and get a lot of information on OVA and OVA-M. And there's going to be a lot of really good testimonies as well. So, yeah, jump in if you have time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll put the link in the comments under this recording, okay, for that later today. Okay, so the question was or is, do you have digestive issues? Some of you, it might even be digestive, particularly if you're still having your cycle a week or two before your cycle. But a lot of people have gut issues nowadays, and gut issues can directly impact your hormone health. There's a brain gut connection. In fact, the gut is considered the second brain. Some call it the second brain. And I've talked about it before that the gut has trillions of bacteria. And that bacteria, good and bad bacteria, it has to have balance to be healthy. And, if it's balanced and healthy, then typically it helps to regulate our hormones and keep them in check. But if it's not working properly, then typically your hormones aren't working properly either. So if your gut bacteria is out of whack, typically so are your hormones. Okay, so a couple things. I'll give you 5 ways to boost your gut health and improve hormone balance. Let me take another step. Okay. Number 1, eat fiber-rich foods. Fiber-rich foods can feed the good bacteria in your gut and promote a healthy gut environment. Okay? Fiber-rich foods. Here's the thing. If you don't have a lot of fiber in your diet, don't just go like all out. I'm just going to like incorporate a whole bunch of fiber. No, you have to go slow. So if you're not used to eating vegetables, don't think that today you're just going to have 10 servings of vegetables and be good. 10 servings of vegetables is a good thing, but you can't go from 0 to 5 to 7 to 10 servings in one day. It just, your gut won't know what to do with it. But you can gradually work up to more servings of fiber-rich foods, legumes, beans, vegetables. Okay, those are all fiber-rich foods. Take a probiotic. When you take a probiotic, it's beneficial to the bacteria that live in your gut, and it'll help you to balance your hormones. Take a good probiotic. You need some help with one? I got one. I got a really good one. In fact, when I got this cold, and it was just, my body was trying to fight, but I could not stop. I had so much stuff to do and get done. I just kept going. And then finally it was like, you know what, you're going to get this cold, girl. But I almost said to myself, get an antibiotic. And then I said, you know what? I don't think you're going to need it because you're taking this really good pre, pro, and postbiotic. And I think it's going to fight this cold. And it is doing really well without the antibiotics. So I'm so glad. Number 3, limit processed foods. Oh my gosh, this is a huge one because they can disrupt the balance of bacteria in your gut and lead to hormone imbalances. Okay, this processed food, like a lot of the sugary foods, your gut, once the bad bacteria is out of whack, like you have too much of it in the gut, a lot of it feeds off of the processed food, feeds off of the sugars. So you then crave more and more of the bad things in your gut. You want to get away from that. How do you do it? You could try cold turkey. Just do it. Um, you develop a discipline to do it. Give up something, just one thing at a time, perhaps, or just decide I'm going to do it. And does that mean that you can never have processed food? No, it doesn't. But find a way to be healthier with your brain. And this is I find this a lot. Like if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, your body is telling you you need sugar, and it's because and that's a brain. This is your hormones in your brain telling you you need sugar because the insulin isn't working or your body isn't responding to the insulin. So even though it's, could be that you do have enough sugar in your body, but it's broken. So it doesn't work. So it's telling your body you don't have enough sugar. And what you need is the number one. You need to eat more fiber rich foods. And number three, you need to limit processed foods, the processed foods, a lot of the sugars and stuff. Well, actually, the processed foods, number four is the sugar. Reduce the sugar and artificial sweeteners. So I should keep them separate. Processed foods are all the foods that are, have all the preservatives that aren't fresh, right? So you could have something that's you made homemade, but it still has a lot of sugar and sweeteners in it. Or it could be sodas. That's not really processed food, but it has a lot of sugar in it. And that can feed the harmful bacteria, as I was saying, and contribute to the hormone imbalance. So that's number four. And then number five is to make sure that you stay hydrated. Yep. I know we talk about water. Isn't it interesting? Because the solution for so many things is the same. So staying hydrated is crucial for maintaining a healthy gut environment and promoting hormone imbalance. And it's a shame because once we've taken it too far, and then we're on the diabetic side of things, then your kidneys can't flush the water, and then you're told just the opposite. And then you want water and you can't drink it. So you want to avoid getting pre-diabetic, being diabetic. You don't want that. You don't want to be going on dialysis, because if you end up going on dialysis, then you can't even drink water. And then, you know what? I don't know nobody that's on dialysis that are like, I don't like water. They want to drink water. This is something we're telling them. I don't like water. That's something we just got that from this crazy world that we live in. Fall back in love with drinking water. So there you go. Five things to help your health and improve hormone balance. 1, eat fiber-rich foods. 2, take a probiotic. You need one? I got one. 3, limit processed foods. Limit processed foods. All that food that's prepared for you and can live in your cabinet for 2-3 years, limit that. 4, reduce sugar in your drinks, in your, just your snacks and your sweets. Reduce that, because all of that is harmful to your gut and makes it imbalanced. And if the gut is out of balance, your hormones are going to be out of whack. And then number 5, stay hydrated. You feel me? Those are the things that you can do to improve your health. And a healthy gut is the foundation for your overall health and wellness. A happy gut, a happier you. That's just the way it is. A happier gut, a happier you. If you have questions, if you want some more information on what we just talked about, if you want some support in those areas, I can help you. Okay, listen, I love you. Nothing you can do about it. I will put the information about the call that I talked about earlier at 9 p.m. tonight. I'll put that in the comments on this post, okay? And I'll see you next time. You have greatness inside of you. You do. And I believe in you. Bye for now.